Ladies and gentlemen, to my right is Stan Queen, a program manager, and not just any program manager. He is a contributor in the distributed ledger technology ecosystem as well, which is fast-paced and growing. I appreciate you, Stan, because you are very active in the community on X Spaces. I could sense your passion because you're always speaking and leading these spaces and contributing to the narrative. And I would love to just get more insights in what empowers you. How did you get into crypto? What's your story? We're here at the Quantum Summit 2024 conference in Cape Canaveral, and there's a lot of positive energy. There's shooting stars going over. We've got people talking about health and wellness. Of course, distributed ledger technology is a blockchain. But again, in a nutshell, what got you into crypto? How are you doing here at the Quantum Summit? The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, very cool. Well, what got me into crypto was a friend of mine who spoke about how Bitcoin was this, that, and the other. I was like, what is that? Sat down with him, he gave me a good overview. Charlie Ward was even a contributing factor to that as well, because I watched a little of him. Then, as I became more familiarized with it, because I needed to research it before I put my money into it, in so doing, I got more of a sense of where this was going and realized I was about to miss the bus because I couldn't believe that so much change was about to happen, and so few people were familiar with what was coming.
What year was it when you got in?
2020.
So 2020. Here we are 4 years later. I got in around 2019, but ultimately the premium, or actually the value of XRP, is less than what it was then. Which is interesting though is the community's bigger, there's more utility added to the network, but the premium is still down. What are your thoughts? What's causing that, the suppression?
Of course, I think the price is being controlled, and our government, our special little government, has taken the time to contain it and restrain it. Yet, during this process, and this is when I give props to people like yourself, to Brett Kimes, to Mel, the types of interactions that have been fostered through the XRP conferences that have been held, there have been two, through this event right here, really helped to enable individuals who shared ideas like we do about XRP to come together and reinforce, reinvigorate, and remind us that what we hold on to is something that needs to be cherished and recognized for the contribution it'll play going forward in the fiscal sense, and also, and I think, for generational wealth to our families.
What do you think is going to drive that value to the ecosystem?
Utility. It's a must, and I get that, and I think initially I didn't. I learned that people need to understand the technology, how the technology enables us to enhance in the defrictioning in the movement of money across borders, and as well as just to be enabling banks to be more effective and provide customers with services that are less costly. Ultimately, we're the benefactors, and I do hope that people really buy into it. We all know, and we talk about it here. So many of our friends, some of our immediate family members, you had to get that buy-in. They don't want to buy into it, and I don't have to sell it. If you don't want it, I'm not selling it to you. But I sure hope you'll listen and understand how this utility is going to enable us, as well as our countries, to do things more efficiently.
How did you get this awareness for the space?
People like you. I am not kidding. I am so thankful for... Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. Please. This happened. Yesterday we had a good event last evening. I took a couple of pictures. I sent a couple of pictures to friends of mine. One was like, oh no, you're hanging out with the XRP Royals. That would be people like you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so, but it is true. The role you all have played in informing and creating a space, as I would say Mikkel and others, they've created a space for learning, and it's up to the individual to pursue that.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
What was the first asset, if you don't mind sharing, that you invested in?
Oh, it's definitely XRP.
It was?
It was totally XRP.
Really?
Yeah, even though my friend told me about Bitcoin, I kept asking him, what's the big deal with Bitcoin? Plus, it was expensive.
Yes.
Now, I've owned Bitcoin, and I actually owned it, or got it early enough to where I could sell it and roll it into XRP. So that's what I did.
That's very interesting, because usually, like you mentioned, the first asset is typically Bitcoin, because there's this big old Bitcoin marketing machine out there. What was it about the XRP that caught your interest?
It was the price of it. Okay. I said, well, if it's that cheap, and then I understood how Bitcoin rose from the ashes. Yeah. If I could get this in the ashes stage and potentially see it do something like Bitcoin, then I would be the benefactor of it. That was my thinking.
You know, your thinking is on point. So if you don't mind, maybe why don't you tell the audience how they can find you?
Well, on X, I'm StanQ number 2U on X. And then I'm trying to think, what else do I really use except I'm Facebook kind of guy. Does that work? Can I tell that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, same thing, StanQ2U.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the conference is about to get back going. And Mel's on stage right now, so we've got to end this.
Thanks now, and thanks for what you've done already. You really have done awesome. I can't thank you enough.
I appreciate you, Stan.
And I appreciate you, brother.